I'm Tom Morrison. Welcome to another edition of MTI TV. I'm reporting to you from a conference here in Florida on the latest on association trends. No matter what industry you're in, learning never stops. When it comes to learning, it seems weather and disasters are playing a bigger role in business these days. Disasters seem to come more often and are more devastating than ever before. Disasters don't even have to be in your city to impact you. What if your suppliers are down in another city? Transportation lanes are blocked or electricity is down. The question is, if any disaster, whether direct or indirect, hits your company, are you ready for it? Today we have with us Jacob Dickman, a member of the International Association of Emergency Managers, to share with us the keys to having a successful disaster plan. Jacob, welcome to MTI TV.
I'm glad to be here.
Jacob, you're a member of the International Association of Emergency Managers. Tell us a little about what they do.
This is the International Association of Emergency Managers. They are a big part of them is a lobbying group. They go to Washington. Most of emergency planning codes, pretty much templates, things like that, all come through the emergency managers. They also have the CEM, which is a Certified Emergency Manager certification that is comes from their institute, very similar to other trade groups. So they're in part a lobbying group, really in part a trade group.
I know you're in a lot of businesses analyzing their plans. What are some of the key things you're seeing missing in most emergency plans?
Quite frankly, collaboration. And many plans follow templates, and many people will hire out consultants to come up with a business plan. And what they go when the disaster actually hits, what they find is that they wrote others into their plan. For example, you may have written in a police department for security, and the police department is busy with something else. Or you may have written in some other equipment that you may need. For example, a generator. And the company that has those may not be able to make it to you logistically, or they simply overpromise, but your plan is reliant on their deliverable, and that doesn't always happen.
What are the new things companies need to be aware of in the disaster plan of today?
I think there is. You're seeing a little bit, well, first off, you're seeing a little bit more insurance coverage for business continuity. What you're also seeing, and actually I'm seeing a little bit more of a lack of this, is the understanding of what is covered and what is not covered. You're seeing people begin to understand that perhaps regardless of my plan, I need to be somewhat resilient. If I'm not resilient, I may not make it through the disaster.
Lastly, Jacob, if there are two things a company should focus on with their disaster plans, what would those be?
Well, the most preventable loss that we've seen to date is just documents. Have copies of documents. If you do need a loan down the line, or you do need something, they should be in a safe and secure place. And the other thing is collaboration, either within your community or within your business community, especially for a small business that relies on specific materials. That would be huge.
Jacob, we appreciate you speaking at the Midwest chapter earlier this year, and we'd like to thank you today for being with us on MTI TV.
It was my pleasure.
Members, the time to get a disaster plan is not when disaster strikes. MTI encourages you to pull together your team along with a disaster plan expert to ensure you have the right process and procedures in place to protect your employees and the business should disaster strike. If you need an expert in your area, you can visit the International Association of Emergency Managers website and look up one nearest you. When it comes to disasters, a sound plan and a practice of that plan is what saves lives, jobs, and profits. Together we can make a difference, because you're not just strong, you're MTI strong. I'm Tom Morrison. See you next time on MTI TV.